Alright, today we're going to look at a couple on the homework. This is for Lesson 24, or Module 2, Lesson 24 homework. So for this first one, an easy way of thinking of this is in unit form. So here I have 8/10, and if I divide by 4, I have my basic fact of 8 divided by 4, which is 2, and because I had tenths here, I would of course end up in tenths. So that'll be 2/10. So we're going to use this idea of being able to do the basic fact to help us when we have some that are powers of 10. So down here, my basic fact can be 80 divided by 40, because I know 40 doubled is going to give me 80. So I want to get that extra 0 out of there. So if I do 80 divided by 40 divided by 10, so what I did with the 400 is I split it into 40 and 10. So 80 divided by 40 is going to give me 2. Divided by 10, I'm just going to move that decimal back, and I end up with 2/10. Okay, we'll look at another one here. Again, this one, these two are the same principle in both of them, so we'll look at how they're equal. So this one I have 56 hundredths divided by 7. 56. Well, I know 7 times 8 is 56, so I know it's going to be 56 divided by 7 is 8, and because I had hundredths here, I'm going to end up with hundredths here. So I end up with 8 hundredths. So down here, when I get to 70, I just need to separate out that 10. So I took 70 and I split it into 10 and 7. So I can do this first, and what that will do is it'll give me something that's a little easier to work with. So this gives me 56 thousandths divided by 7. We already know that 56 divided by 7 is 8, but in this case I started off with thousandths, so I want to end up with thousandths. Okay, on the back, I am going to, this is having you explain what you're doing. So they're giving you the answer, and they want you to take the answer from up here to answer it down here. So for this one, I took 65 and 6/10 divided by 80, and I should have changed that 80 into 10 and 8. So what that does is this is going to move the decimal. It's going to move it back because it's getting smaller. Divided by 8. Well, this isn't a fact that you might necessarily know, but they already gave you the answer of 82. So because I had hundredths here, I know my answer of 82 is also going to be in the... Okay, so this one is going to be 82 thousandths, because here I had it in the, let's see, I had it in tenths, and my answer ended up in the, oh wait a minute, now I mixed up. Okay, so that's how I would solve that to get 82 hundredths. That's how they gave you the answer there. I guess they're giving you a different one here, so they want you to use it to solve that one. I know that the 82 is going to be the same, but here I'm talking about tenths, so my answer here is going to be in tenths, whereas here I had it in, you can see when I broke it down, I started off in hundredths, and when I went to my answer, I ended up in hundredths. This just shows the broken down steps here. Here I started off in tenths, so it would end up in tenths. In order to explain it, I would just explain that the factors are the same. It's the same fact family, so I can use the information from here to get the answer to that one. These ones are just basic, same type of thing, the division problems that we did before. So this is talking about Chris, who's riding his bike along the same route for 60 days. He logged that he had gone 127.8 miles. So he was traveling for 60 days. They want to know how many did he travel each day. So that gives me 127.8 divided by 60. So if I use the same principles that I did from up above, what I'm going to do is split this 60 into 10 and 6. I'm just using that distributive property. So once I do the 10, it's going to make it one smaller. So that'll give me 12.78 divided by 6. So if I think of it as 12 ones and 78 hundredths, I can divide it. 6 divided by 12, or 12 divided by 6 is 2, so I have 2 ones. 78 divided by 6, if you can't do that in your head, you could go off to the side. 6 goes into 7 one time. You get subtract and get 18. 6 will go into 18 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. So I know here I'd have 13 hundredths. So when I split it into factors of 6. So I had 12 ones divided by 6 gives me 2 ones. 78 hundredths divided by 6 gave me 13 hundredths. How many miles did he bike? So that's how he biked 2.3 miles each day. Okay? And I would write that in an answer statement. How many miles did he bike over the course of 2 weeks? I would take his daily miles and multiply that by 14, since there are 14 days in 2 weeks. And this is a separate problem. Again, distributing, that means you're dividing. So I'm taking 2.1 liters of coffee, and I'm dividing it into 30 cups. And then, you want to catch this. We're going from liters to milliliters. So you want to make sure that you convert from liters to milliliters.